There's a quiet kind of magic tucked into the Wiltshire countryside, a place where stones rise from the earth like huge megalithic questions. Avebury Henge, ancient, weathered and wide open to the sky. And like its famous neighbour Stone Henge, Avebury welcomes you with open arms. No ropes, no glass, just you, the wind and the stones. You can touch it, you can smell it, you can hear it. So there's this huge artificial moat that they dug all the way around the henge. And it's quite hard on the thighs, and it will give you leg burn. And I found myself walking around the top of this artificial moat that they built supposedly with antlers and not much else. With the chalk was showing through the top of the grass and glistening in the sun, pure white. And I was thinking to myself, how long would this possibly take even if you had 1,000 people, if you had 10,000 people? It would take a lifetime. So here I find myself walking up to Silbury Hill, a name that doesn't really do it justice because it's not a hill, it's a step pyramid. It's a step pyramid made of chalk that's older than the pyramids of Giza. Just because it's got grass on it and doesn't have pointy sides doesn't mean it's not a pyramid. This thing is huge. It's 130 feet tall, and it takes forever to walk around. Here I am walking into the moat of Silbury Hill. The ground is kind of spongy and bouncy. I think there's more to Silbury Hill than meets the eye. This whole theory that they just built it for their own enjoyment and they enjoyed the process of this over time and it was more about the community, that is absolute nonsense. And it's very weird to see intelligent people perpetuate this theory. That is madness. You would not build this structure in this way, so exact, for no point other than the enjoyment of that. I'm sure they have a lot of other things they would want to be doing. So from Silbury Hill, I trekked up to West Kennet Barrow through some fields I didn't know whether I was supposed to be in or not, but I think I'm okay. What a sight it is from there. One of my favourite things I did on my trip was sit on top of West Kennet Long Barrow and sketch the place around me. There was no one else around. I got there early. It was just me in a meadow on a 5,600-year-old structure. When I first entered the Long Barrow, I was immediately met by some birds flapping at my face, which made me jump a bit. There was apparently some swallows nesting inside the Long Barrow, on each side of the chambers on the left and the right. And they kept flapping in and having a look and making sure I obviously wasn't attacking their babies. I didn't get too close to them. I didn't want to, you don't want to disrupt the chicks, and for fear the parents might come in and claw at my eyes. Going inside this structure is surreal. It's got huge sarsen stones in the front. It's got, the internal layout is kind of like a 5-leaf clover. It's got a very similar internal structure to some of the chambers at Gigantea in Malta, which is pretty interesting. I do think part of it is collapsed in antiquity, perhaps, because walking across the top of the Long Barrow, it goes way far back. And it looks like, from some of the footage, you can see that the back wall has been bricked up, and I don't know when that occurred. Some of these stones, it's been said, weigh over 40 tons, some up to 80 tons. It's hard to imagine just how they could possibly be put here. And maybe that's the point. That's why it's so great. Maybe you're not meant to understand it at all. Maybe you're just meant to feel it and be in awe of it. It is a bit strange that there's like buildings and like a pub in the middle of this such an ancient, beautiful site. But because that's the case, it allows you freedom to walk around and touch and examine the big stones. Whereas, you know what's happened to Stone Henge. Now it used to be able to go close. Now you got to go through the cafe and the shop in order to stand at a rope a long way from the stones. So this is what makes Avebury so great, is the exploration, the side where you can just wander about as if it's the past. That's what really makes it great.